Hey guys, Rudy here with probably the last grudge match that will be played. We had a Nut versus Cargo in this one, and this game was played today. At the time of this recording, it is 10:36, and it is January 4th. Let's go over the lineups real quick. There's no point in going over the pregame atmosphere. We all know Nut yapping his mouth, the usual, but Nut picked up Knapp, Walito, Carl Pilkington, and Mike 12/Vic. Knapp was a corner wide receiver in corner. Walito was corner wide receiver in corner. Carl Pilkington was deep wide receiver and linebacker. Mike 12 was deep wide receiver and linebacker. We also had Michael Vick there for a little bit. And then Nut himself, once again, at quarterback and safety. And then we had Cargo, Prizzle, Exo, myself, Rudy, and Cording. And then Cargo was quarterback, linebacker. Prizzle was corner wide receiver and linebacker. Exo was deep wide receiver and safety. Myself, I was deep wide receiver and cornerback. And then Cording was corner wide receiver and cornerback as well. Remember when we talked about Nut being very inconsistent as a player? This game was the definition of just how inconsistent Nut is. This game, honestly, locked up. The entire Nut play team was locked the fuck up. He got some throws in there, mostly corners. Got like a lob through for a touchdown to Mike 12. But of the two touchdowns they scored, one was actually legitimate. The other, like Cargo, was AFK. And they, took advantage of that. But by that point, the score was 48-17. Myself, I believe I had 8 pass deflections. Cording had another 5, 6. Not a lot of space for these corner wide receivers to operate, and even less so for the deep wide receivers. There were holes as I watched this back, but we know that Nut has no QB IQ, and the timing on his throws was just atrocious. Lots of diabolical throws straight at the linebacker. He tried to use the hurry-up offense thinking he's Aaron Rodgers and failed miserably. There were 2 4th and shorts that come to mind where he tried to quick hike it and just failed miserably. I came into this game saying that I was going to lock up whoever I was lining up against, and that was very much the case. I did the math through both quarters, gave up 4 receptions for 70 yards and no touchdowns. Cording gave up around a similar amount, but this was an astute defensive performance from both cornerbacks. No meat on the sides, so that forced Nut to go middle, and that's ultimately where it all fell apart for him. The linebacker showed up to play. We have to talk about Exo Juke. This man, he stole 2 touchdowns from me. That's fine, though. As long as my teammate's eating, I don't care. I was opening holes. I astoundingly got 0 receptions because Exo was just in the right spot every time. I definitely opened up holes, though. There was a straight play that went for a touchdown where I dragged Michael Vick inside and then gave Cargo the space to make the throw. But really, man, there was just, Exo and Cargo just went off this game. The rest of the team did their job, but we really allowed these two to shine. Cargo made some insane throws, through tiny little holes in the defense. He was just able to see, the windows of opportunity there. Nut was just outclassed. Once again, showing why he has 0 rings and why he's a washed-up has-been. I'll leave you guys to it. Enjoy the video, and I'll talk to you guys at the end. Anyways, guys, that concludes the video. Final score, 48-17. Once again, I'd like to apologize to Knapp. Didn't give you much space to work with. You had one 30-yard lob. That was my mistake. But no touchdowns allowed. Same thing goes for Cording. He allowed one 30-yard lob, but again, no touchdowns allowed on his side. Just very astute, perfect performance defensively. Other than one lob that fullback Daddy allowed in, they had nothing. Nothing. Like, their only touchdown was from one lob. Nothing defensively. Nut play in chat. Just talking, like, making excuses. Dude, just accept it. Like, you lost. You showed us once again why you're Tim Tebow. Except today you were Tim Tebow when he was on the New York Jets. You're Zach Wilson, dude. Like, you're showing us why you're a washed-up, has-been, wannabe loser once again. 0 rings after like 27 seasons in the league. Just stop. Give up. Like, it's done. Mind you, this game was played on the new bot where, like, the holes are bigger, the dots are smaller, it's easier to hit throws. And he was still awful, terrible. Jesus. Once again, shout out to XO, though, for the MVP performance. Didn't give me a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for? Didn't allow me to eat, but, it's fine. As long as my team's performing, as long as my teammates are performing, I don't mind giving other people the platform to thrive and succeed. 1 interception, 4 TD receptions, around like 300 yards. This dude exposed this secondary. And as I said, he was just always there at the right time. If I was close, he was closer. This dude was on another level, and I would advise anyone when the league starts to sign him. But yeah, Nut stock is at all-time lows, guys. I don't know how he's going to recover from this, and I hope he just never shows his face again. Anyways, guys, that concludes the video. Have a good rest of your night. Be safe out there. Bye-bye.